Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with the theodolite surveying, lecture 3. Um, so first of all, let us discuss about what we have learned so far in the theodolite surveying. We know theodolite is a most precise angle measurement instrument when compared to compass. It has a least count of 20 seconds, whereas the compass only 30 minutes. And we have discussed about various parts, whatever present on theodolite, and along with each of its function, and then fundamental lines also we have discussed. Yeah. These are some of the definitions and terms: vertical axis, horizontal axis, line of conformation, and all. uh, and we have also discussed about temporary adjustments. So these are the this is a process which must be completed at every station setup before taking any measurements. With 3-foot screws and 4-foot screws, everything completed. Now today we are having a topic, uh, measurement of horizontal angles. So we know with the theodolite we can measure the horizontal angles, and we have different methods to do the same: a general procedure, a method of repetition, and method of reiteration. Yeah. Let us say, this is a line PQR. So before that, let us first understand how do we calculate, or how does it take a reading on any vernier scale. Let us say there is a vernier. There is a vernier A over here in this picture, and this is a 0 or index of vernier scale A, and the bottom one is a main scale. And in this, this is important because you cannot see, I mean, uh, this much a larger picture through telescope vernier, either vernier A, B, or C and D. Um, so that is why I'm explaining in a separate page. Let us say when you are viewing through magnifying lens or directly uh, through one of its vernier, let us say vernier A, what are the things you need to observe? Yeah, the bottom one is, as I said, it is a main scale, and the top one is vernier. And in main scale, let us understand what are the different graduations, right? There will be a mark of 10 and 20 only. In our college, we don't have even 15 also. 15 will not be there. Only 10, 20 and 30. Likewise, we have different graduations. And when compared to 10 and 20, then this 15 will be a little smaller. Okay, maybe up to here 15. So obviously, when compared with the lens, you can say if it is 10 and 20, exactly middle one, which is comparatively longer to other lines, will be 15, right? Again, in between 10 and 15, we have four larger lines. So that means each one indicates, here it is 11, and 12 degrees, 13 degrees, 14 degrees, and 15. Similarly, from 15 to 20 also we have four major divisions, uh, five parts, four lines. Okay, so this is, this line corresponding to 16 degrees, and this will be 17, 18, 19, and 20 degrees. Now again, further, each 1 degree is subdivided into three parts, like this: three parts and two lines. So 1 degree, that means 60 minutes. So 60 minutes divided by three parts, that will be equal to 20 minutes. That means the first line, the first smaller line just after the 10, is nothing but 10 degrees 20 minutes. The next one is 10 degrees 40 minutes, and next is 11 degrees. Similarly, we have 11 degrees 20 minutes, 11 degrees 40 minutes, and 12 degrees. And anywhere, if I measure somewhere here 15, after that it is 16, 17, so it must be 17 degrees 20 minutes, and 17 degrees 40 minutes, and similarly 18 minutes. So like this, main scale is divided, and you can see each individual graduation. Now let us understand the vernier scale. Vernier scale will be starting from 0 to 20, 0 will be there, 5, 10, 15, and 20. These are the different parts, and in between 0 and 5 we have 4 major lines, each indicates 1 minute over here. In our main scale we have degrees and minutes. Similarly, in our vernier scale we use minutes and seconds, right? So 0 corresponding to 0 minutes, and 0 will also act as an index. Okay, now if this is 0 and this is 5, there are 4 other major lines in between. That means this must be first 1 minute, second minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 4 minutes, and 5. Similarly, in between 5 and 10 also we have 4 major lines. Each major line indicates 1 minute. That means if it is 5 over here, it must be 6 minutes, and here it must be 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and 10. Now in between minutes also there are other three divisions and two lines. Each minute, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, and 60 second is now divided into three equal parts. That means 20 seconds each. So therefore, the first shorter line after index line will be equal to 0 minute and 20 seconds. The immediate next one is 0 minutes and 40 seconds. The next one is 1 minute and 1 minute 20 seconds, 1 minute 40 seconds, 2 minutes, 2 minutes 20 seconds, 2 minutes 40 seconds, 3 minutes. So likewise you can have different, let us say this one is 7 minutes and 7 minutes 20 seconds, 7 minutes 40 seconds, 8 minutes, and so on. Okay, now by this time you might have understood what are the different lines corresponding to readings, main scale and vernier scale. Now how to take a complete reading, vernier scale plus main scale reading plus vernier scale reading for a particular reading. Now let us say for a particular instance, this is a diagram, and from this view we can clearly say main scale reading is 10, uh, 10 degrees 20 minutes, and in between 10 degrees and 40 minutes. Therefore we must consider the smaller one, 10 degrees 20 minutes. I'll write over here. So main scale reading, let us say MSR is equal to 10 degrees and 20 minutes. This is a main scale reading. And coming to vernier scale reading, and here in main scale reading you can say if the line or index is approximately midway or approximately at the center of two lines, that implies somewhere at the middle around 10 you will get the coincidence. If the index line or zero line of vernier A is closer to this 20 minutes bar, that will implies vernier coincidence will be somewhere in between 0 and 5. Similarly, if the 0 of vernier A is almost closer to next line, that is 40 minutes line, then the coincidence maybe lies in between may lie in between 15 and 20. So like this you will get a rough idea of where the coincidence may come. Okay, so time being, with this kind of arrangement I can say around 10, somewhere around 10 you will get the coincidence. Okay, now let us calculate vernier scale reading. Now vernier scale reading is, we must search for the coincidence. That means zero line is not exactly coinciding with the main scale, and if you continue to search for up to here it is not coinciding. From here maybe this particular line is exactly coinciding with the main line. Let us say this is an exact coincidence, then it is 15 minutes and 40 seconds. Therefore I can write 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Therefore I can write main scale reading as 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Now you can add these two, 20 degrees as it is, 10 degrees as it is, and 20 plus 5, finally we have 25 minutes and 40 seconds. So this is a total reading 10 degrees 25 minutes and 40 seconds. This corresponding to vernier A only. Okay, so for each horizontal angle we need to consider vernier A as well as vernier B. And what happens in vernier B, main scale reading will remain as it is, but this vernier scale coincidence may be a slightly different from which this one. It here it is 5 degrees 40 minutes, and vernier B it may be 6 minutes or 6 minutes 20 minutes or 5 minutes 20 minutes or 5 minutes. A slight difference may be there. And let us say in vernier B also, let us assume vernier B main scale reading is same, but vernier scale reading, when you search for coincidence, let us say vernier scale reading is something around 5 minutes, 5 minutes and 20 seconds, let us say. And here main scale reading will be same, will not change. But if you look into vernier B, it is actually 180 degrees apart, distance apart from vernier A. That means it must be 190 degrees on main scale, but you do not consider 190 degrees, but consider the same 10 degrees 20 minutes. Okay, now total reading will be 10 degrees 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So this is a final reading or total reading at vernier. Now what we have to do, take average of these two, vernier A and B. Average of these two, that means average will be 10 degrees 25 minutes and 30 seconds. So like this, for one face left or face right, one observation, let us say it is face left. For face left observation we have to do the entire process. So for which there is a tabular form which is also called a page of theodolite book. I will show you in the next slide. There you need to enter all these. And similarly, for the same horizontal angle you have to repeat this entire process with the face right also. Then only average of face right and face right, face right and face left need to be considered, and that is the final horizontal angle. So this much process is there in order to calculate the theodolite using manual theodolite. Whereas our advanced systems in electronic theodolites and all, no need to consider any face left and face right, and no need to manually measure for vernier A and B and then take the average. Once just in a click you will get directly the horizontal. Everything is programmed inside with the help of electronics devices. So that is the advantage of modern systems. But our traditional manual theodolite will be uh, like this only. We have to measure all these and then only you can arrive. Okay, so now let us say instrument is at some Q, and there are two survey lines QP and QR, wherein in between these two survey line horizontal angle is to be measured. So this can be done either with a general procedure or method of repetition. First we'll take up general procedure. Okay, to measure horizontal PQR, set up instrument at Q and complete all temporary adjustments of instrument at Q. Now release all clamps, turn the upper and lower plates in the opposite direction till the zero of one of the vernier, let us say A. Generally we set A only. Okay, A is against the zero of scale, and vertical circle is to the left, that means face left observation. Then clamp both plates together by upper clamp and lower clamp, and bring the two zeros into exact coincidence by upper tangent screw. So here, why upper tangent screw? When we use upper tangent or upper clamp, then a reading will be changes because there is a relative movement on both plates. Uh, okay, so when you release lower clamp, what happens? Both plates together will move and there will not be any relative change, and therefore the reading will not be changed. But when you move upper clamp or upper tangent, the reading changes. So that is why in order to set initially zero reading also, first we need to release both clamps and move opposite directions. That is a rough bisection. Zero approximately bisects zero of main scale. Then for exact bisection also we use upper tangent screw only. So with the help of upper tangent screw and upper clamp, we are actually making zero of vernier A to match with the zero of main scale exactly. Now having set vernier A 0 to the exact match with the vernier main scale, the reading on vernier B should now be exactly 180 degrees. So if not, that means it implies an instrument, that particular instrument need a permanent adjustment. Then what happens in this position? The telescope may not be exactly coincide with the line QP, it may be in other direction. So we have to bring this telescope onto uh, P only. Now for this, loose the lower clamp and turn the instrument towards the signal or ranging rod at P. Since both the plates are clamped together, the instrument will rotate about its outer axis, and therefore there will not be a change in the reading. That means reading will be as it is at the 0 degrees without changing. Now bisect P accurately using again lower tangent only. We need to use again a lower tangent only, such that so that the reading will not be changes. And bisect the P accurately, and after that check the reading on vernier A and B. There should be no change in the previous reading. That means there should be 0 reading only. Now unclamp the upper clamp and rotate the instrument clockwise about the inner axis to bisect the point at R, or ranging rod at R. Now clamp the upper clamp and bisect R by using upper tangent screw only. So here, if you confuse, and instead of rotating upper clamp, upper tangent screw, if you operate lower tangent screw, then there will be obviously change in the reading, which is not the accurate angle in between the lines QP and QR. So remember, you have to be very cautious and careful while selecting a tangent screw. It is simple. Whenever you want to use a lower clamp, then corresponding lower tangent is to be used, which is actually for do not if you want to do not change in the reading, and whenever you want to change in the reading, then you operate upper clamp and upper tangent screw. So like this, the point of intersection of horizontal and vertical crosshair should be brought exactly coincide with the station mark by means of vertical circle clamp and tangent screw. Now read both verniers. The reading of vernier A gives angle PQR directly, while the vernier B, which is actually 180 degrees more than actual reading PQR, therefore you need to deduct 180 degrees from the vernier B main scale reading. And while entering the reading, the full reading of vernier A, that is degrees, minutes, and seconds, should be entered, while only minutes and seconds of vernier B are to be entered in the table. And remember here, in this particular table, it is minutes means it includes main scale minutes also, not only vernier scale minutes. The mean of two such vernier readings will give the angle with one face. Let us say we are starting with the face left, then when you average or calculate mean of two verniers, that will be the final reading with that particular phase or phase left only. Now what we have to do, we have to change the phase by transiting the telescope and repeat the complete process, the whole process uh, again, and the mean of two vernier readings will give you the change in the phase right also. Now then what we have to do, then take the average angle of both the phase lefts, then obtained by taking mean of these two different phases, and that will be the final angle. You can see tabular form like this. I need to explain this tabular form also. Simple. This is also called a page of theodolite book. There will be a columns, number of columns like this. Instrument at, so that means where we have instrument placed on the ground. That particular ground station will be written here. And sighted to, that means from instrument station to sighted to. Generally we place a ranging rod at P and R. You can see the diagram. So this is a Q instrument station, and P and R are the ranging rod stations or objects. So therefore we need to write P, and here there are two divisions: face left right swing and face right swing. So likewise we have two major divisions, and after that we will be having a horizontal angle column. So here in face left and right swing, again we have vernier A degrees, minutes and seconds, and vernier B it will have only minutes and seconds. And mean of vernier A and B is nothing but again degrees, minutes and seconds. And number of repetition, there will be a column like this, number of repetition, and here we must write 1 2 3 and so on. And generally it is used for a repetition method, otherwise you can simply write 1 and with that we can proceed. And then the horizontal angle. So in method of repetition I will explain in detail. Time being, it is nothing but this horizontal angle is nothing but just the mean only. Then we'll come to the second half portion, face right. That means with a change in the phase you are going to repeat the entire process. That means vernier A, B, and in vernier A again you will be having degrees, minutes and seconds, and vernier B minutes and seconds only. Then in mean again minutes, degrees, minutes and seconds will be there. Again repetitions column will be there, and finally horizontal angle. Right, there is a final column known as average horizontal angle, which implies we must take the average of face left observation as well as face right observation, then the final reading will be over here. So like this we need to calculate. Let us say we are starting with the survey line, survey work, with the line QP as a reference, which is equal to 0 degrees. Now what happens at vernier A, it is 0 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Similarly vernier B also 0 degrees, 0 minutes. Finally mean will also be equal to 0 degrees, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Now right swing, I think you might have remembered, swing is nothing but a rotation of telescope or theodolite in horizontal plane. If it is rotates in clockwise direction, it is swing right, and if it is rotates in a left or counterclockwise direction, it is swing left. But generally we consider clockwise only, and therefore in both the cases it is swing right only. Okay, then if you go to the previous diagram, let us say we have moved our we have directed our telescope from QP to QR. Now when you observed vernier A, the main scale reading will be 52 degrees 41 minutes. So here 41, that implies main scale reading, it is actually divided like 52. I'll try to write over here 52, 52, sorry. So here main scale reading is 52 degrees and 40 minutes, and maybe vernier scale reading is 1 minute and 20 seconds. And when you add this, it will come to 52 degrees, 41 minutes and 20 seconds. So like this you can understand. And similarly, if you see on vernier B, main scale reading will be obviously 50 to 40 minutes plus 180 degrees will be there. So it may be around 132 degrees 40 minutes. And Vernier coincidence, if you see again, it will be 1 minute and 20 seconds only. And remember, here you did not write directly 1 minute and 20 seconds. If you do that, then the reading will be a blunder. Instead, we can consider the 40 minutes which were there in the main scale reading here also. So that means 40 minutes is there, and that 40 plus 1, now 41 minutes and 20 seconds, right? That means on Vernier B, complete reading will be 52 degrees as it is, and 41 minutes and 20 seconds. And therefore when you average 52 degrees as it is, and 41 will also be as it is, but yeah, same. Actually it is not changing, 20 and 20, therefore average will also be 20. And in number of repetition column, this is actually not for our case, but anyhow we can write 1. And therefore the same angle over here will reflect here also, horizontal angle will also be the same. Coming to face right, with the face right also we need to bisect the QP line with the 0 reading. So therefore 0 degrees 0 minutes 0 seconds, and Vernier B is also 0, therefore the final reading again 0 0 only. And when it is sighted to QR line, survey line QR, now what happens, 52 degrees 41 minutes and 40 seconds, a slight difference when you compare to the previous one. And Vernier B also 40 uh, 40 minutes, 40 seconds. This is a rare case, but in general in our practical work, as we are doing for the past 7 years or so, what happens, Vernier A, if it is 41 degrees 40 minutes, it is quite often that we may get Vernier B as 41 20 seconds, or sometimes even 41 minute 00 seconds, or it may be 42 minutes and 00 seconds, or 42 minutes 20 seconds also, quite possible. Then the average will be different. But time being here, 51 minutes 41 seconds, 41 minutes and 40 seconds, therefore 52 degrees 41 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, and the horizontal angle will also be the same as this one. And number of repetition, this is completely a different topic. In repetition method you will come across this in detail. And right, so here we have two readings, one horizontal reading, let us say I'll write one is this one, 52 degrees 41 minutes and 20 seconds. And the second horizontal angle is 52 minutes degrees 41 minutes and 30, sorry, the second one is 52 degrees 41 minutes and 40 seconds. And average of these two, when you calculate, it is 52 degrees 41 minutes and 30 seconds. So like this you can calculate for the entire horizontal angle. So here what happens, face left, with the face left we have arrived at one horizontal angle, and with the face right we have arrived at the one horizontal angle, and the average of these two 1 and 2 will be the final horizontal angle. So that means in order to measure one horizontal angle, we must we must calculate all these things, then only you will get the exact horizontal angle. And you can compare, it is less than actual least count, because we are averaging, it is possible that half of the least count may be arrived. Yeah, this is all about general procedure. And we have also other methods like a repetition method and reiteration method. uh, Repetition method, this method of repetition is used to measure a horizontal angle to, whenever you want to find the horizontal angle to a finer degree of accuracy than that is obtained by the least count of Vernier. Let us say if you want 10 degrees 10 seconds accuracy instead of 20 seconds, then you can go for the repetition method. And by this method angle is measured 2 or 3 times, 2 or more times. Generally we in the practical also will do 3 times. So 2 or more times, and allowing Vernier to remain clamped at each time at the end of each measurement, and instead of setting it back to 0, then setting to the previous station. And therefore the angle reading is mechanically added several times, generally 3 times, depending upon the number of repetitions. We generally prefer 3. And the average of horizontal angle is determined or obtained by dividing the final reading by the number of repetitions. And the same procedure again is carried out by face right and face left also. So remember, whenever you want to calculate angle with the whether it may be horizontal or vertical angle, if you want to calculate angle with the theodolite, you remember simply you have to do perform that both face right as well as face left observation. Then only you will get the correct angle. So what happens actually with the face right, if the instrument is may not be perfect, let us say with the face left, you will get a line uh, like something kind of a left sided one. And when you transit the telescope, what happen, it will be a quite opposite, right sided will be there. And upon averaging you will get the exact center line. So like this, if there is an error, if there is any error in the reading also, it will it, it will it will be actually averaged, or by averaging these two, that error will be eliminated. And that is why we are doing actually face right and face left observations. So okay, that's all for today. In the next class we'll try to cover repetition method in detail, and possibly retain method of reiteration also. And but method of reiteration is completely different one. In method of repetition we are going to calculate one angle only, but in the method of reiteration uh, we are going to calculate some 4 or 5 reading at a time at a one single station. Anyhow, those are all dealt in the next coming chapters. Hope today's lesson is understand. And I want to just go through once again. Yeah, we today we are actually mainly focused on how to read a vernier scale. Let us say it is vernier A, B, or even C, D also. How to take the main scale and vernier scale, and then take the final reading at vernier A and B. And we have also covered this general procedure of calculating horizontal angle. And we have also familiarized with the tabular form and what are the different columns, how we are going to average, and how we are going to calculate the average horizontal angle by using general method. Okay, so with this I will conclude here, and in the next class we'll meet with a new topic. Thank you, and all.